Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is the Cranbourne East Secondary College podcast, and as always, you have Mr. Young and
Mr. L.
and today we have a special guest,
Mr. Maroney.
Yeah.
Hey, awesome.
So a lot of you guys might not know this, but actually, Mr. Maroney and I joined this school at the same time.
Yep, in the rough time of COVID.
Yeah, in the rough time of COVID,
Kinda
what a
joined
year.
the school.
But I actually kind of remember we were sitting in the first. So what happened was we had our first, I guess, meeting as graduates that had just come out of uni, and then we were all sitting in a room. And I just remember just looking around everyone and just being like, "Who's who? Who's who?"
Yeah.
And then we got placed in the same office, and that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame because we both teach science. Well, last year we both taught science. But then, like, I was, in the maths group, and they were in the science team, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm with all the senior teachers. So a bit sad.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun office last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good one. Miss it. Yep. But,
Were
yeah.
most of the graduates all ladies? Other than you two?
Oh, there was Mr.
No, there was
Budgie. There was Mr. Kiss.
Kiss, yeah.
Okay.
Kiss was in there, yeah.
Who else was there?
Can't really think of many.
I think that might have been. Oh, like, well, I don't want to say that's it because if it wasn't, that'd be a little bit awkward. Though at least those are the ones I've interacted with the most.
Yeah, there was
Out
a
of
few
the
others which came
graduates.
along the way. Like, yeah, it was good having Tierney and stuff like that. But, like, yeah, a bit hard to remember.
Yeah, it is like that. It is like that, especially with all the masks now, huh?
Yeah, 100%. Oh, yeah, just looking at people's eyes, very hard to remember what they look like.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
but speaking of, so like we all graduated from uni, start doing our teaching degree. I thought it might be a bit interesting to discuss what our uni lives were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very different to now, hey?
Yeah, I know, right? So I guess let's start off with Mr. Lang. What was your uni life like?
Oh man, you mean however many years ago?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, for me, I went to 2 universities myself. So the first one was I just did a science degree at Deakin in Burwood. And mind you, it was a very new campus. So very chilled over there. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like I remember going to the open day and then just seeing the place. There's like heaps of like grassy hills and there was sunlight everywhere. And there was this like river that also like this river that goes through the middle of the campus.
Oh, nice.
And so imagine if you really like, just chilling and like the lifestyle there seemed very like relaxed as well by a lot of people there, always picnics outside, very sunny. And another advantage was that it was just really close to home for me. So for me, it was just a bus ride, change at Box Hill Station, and then another bus, and then bam, Deakin University. Very convenient. I couldn't drive yet back then, but if I could drive, it would have been really quick and easy. But man, university car park fees are so expensive.
Yeah, it's gone nuts.
Yeah.
How much was yours at the time?
Because I couldn't even drive yet at Deakin, I didn't even bother looking. But at Monash, my second uni, I did look. It was like, what, 400 a year or something like that? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
changed a fair bit now.
More or less?
It's a lot less.
Oh, that's
a lot less.
really?
Because of less international students and things like that. I think they've made it more accessible to students just to try and get them on board.
Yep.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's quite interesting. But it was absolutely crazy at the time. I remember I did not want to park on campus. So park a long way away and walk a long way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. But one of the disadvantages going to Deakin, I remember, was there wasn't a lot of food options because we were, in like a park-like area. We only had what was available at the uni campus. So a few cafes here and there, but you couldn't really get let's say I just wanted Macca's, for example, or something more regular. It'd have to be a tram ride. Whereas I can imagine other unis accessing some of these things such as Macca's, Subway, or anything else would be a lot more convenient. So no, that was Deakin University for me at Burwood, and then I did a second degree, which is my teaching one. My first one was in science, second one was teaching, and then that was at Monash in Clayton. That was further. So if I woke up late, I would have to drive. And at that time, I started driving. That was the uni fees, as I explained. I found myself driving like 80% of the time. I was just always just waking up late. So, you know, as a uni student, your timetable changes, which means sometimes you're going a bit earlier, sometimes you're going later, sometimes you don't need to go in at all.
Yeah.
You know, everything's online.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I found that there were a bit more food options, but nothing of your major franchises yet back then.
True.
Because I went back 2 years ago for one of my good friends' graduations, and there was like Guzman y Gomez, there was like Papa Rich, there was Subway. Boost Juice has always been there, so Boost Juice, you know, that's still around. So there's bubble tea options as well now.
Were there?
Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure there was.
Oh.
Yeah, bubble tea options as well.
I've
missed
never
out.
had a bubble tea, but they look cool. So.
Oh, imagine we bought one today and had him try it on the spot. That would have been perfect. Don't worry. If we ever do, we'll film it and we'll show you. But City Experience? Anyone go to City Experience?
For uni?
For year 9 this year, City Experience?
Oh, I did.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did?
did you?
Oh, so you could always get bubble tea there.
Oh,
Sorry,
oh.
Mr. Maroney. No
Oh,
City
I
Experience.
actually didn't have enough time to. I wish
Really?
so. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so we should get you to try bubble tea sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sounds
those were my 2 universities that I went to, and but yeah, going back, you know, they do change quite a bit. They change quite a lot. I do remember that when I finished Deakin University, I had to graduate at Geelong though,
Oh.
very far drive, and then Monash was on campus. So that's one of the things that you know you also look at when you finish university. But that's my uni life. Who would like to go next?
Yeah. So I didn't do 2 degree. I didn't do 2 separate courses. I did a double degree, which kind of runs at the same time. So I was doing some units of science, and I was doing some units of education.
Yep.
And they kind of run in conjunction. Also, like at Monash, they kind of ran maths as a part of science.
Oh.
So they're one of the same. So I was doing maths and biology as my specials in science. So that's why I teach maths now. But yeah, I was at Monash Clayton, and so I still live not far from here. So it was a bit of a hike to get there, but it wasn't as bad as going, like for me, it wasn't as bad as going to the city. I know a lot of my friends loved the city, but I was like, I don't have to travel that far. All good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, as well, at the time we had, do you guys know Fed Uni in Berwick? It was originally
yes,
Monash.
Yes.
So you had a free shuttle bus.
Yes,
So
I
you'd drive
know
to
about
Berwick,
that.
and then you'd get the 1 hour free shuttle bus,
Yep.
internet on the bus.
There was
and you just,
internet?
yeah, you just
Really?
relaxed on the internet and watched whatever you
Wow.
wanted, or you know, did your thing on the bus, did any work you had to do, and then yeah, all of a sudden you're at campus and ready to go.
Because they
So-
closed that Monash, 4 years ago maybe? I don't know, something like that. I remember. And it became the Fed
Yeah,
Uni,
yeah.
It was only quite recent.
Yeah, I think it was probably like about 4 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit of a sad one because I had to catch the train. I didn't really like trains,
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's just such.
Especially
They
when
get so
it's crowded.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
having to stand, like there's always that optimal spot to stand when you're on train.
Yeah.
And then it's always taken.
Yeah, and then you feel bad like when like slam on the brakes or anything, and you're like, oh, sorry for swinging a bit. Like yeah, everyone moves together. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty like. I really did enjoy uni though. Like the course was really fun. It was nice to be able to like relax with my science friends and relax with my education friends, and so everything I kind of enjoyed and. Can't really say I had a bad experience, but I did think I came in after, like when you're talking about uni, because I always remember Monash being like Papa Rich. Snits came in there as well.
Oh, no, we
Snits.
never had that, damn it.
So yeah, we also had lots of sushi,
Oh,
so that was good. That was
Yeah.
good. And then there was always those cheaper, like go in there and you can go to like the general stores or whatever and get your big M's and stuff. So that was always fun as well.
What's the building called? The main building, Union House? Is that what it's called? The main building? Where you get all the cafes and everything?
We just call it Campus Centre.
Yeah.
Campus Centre? Oh, that
Yeah,
must have changed.
and then you have like the meeting point, which is literally
Yeah.
just a big sign called meeting point.
Yeah.
So
And then like you could always get like the hash browns and like the bacon and eggs in the
Yeah, I
morning.
remember that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Was Education Building E, I think, was it? For
It was
education? Something like that?
from when I remember, it's like education building was being rebuilt.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
So I went to like the learning and teaching building.
Oh, wow.
Which was a big fancy complex. So it was really nice. But in the time that I finished uni, they've already made another building, crushed down another couple and stuff like that. It's only been like a year and a bit.
What?
It's
Yeah.
crazy how quickly uni changed. Like Monash is like a big city nearly, and then you turn up there and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, they've changed the whole city.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I
But,
think
yeah.
same thing. Like, I remember for education buildings seemed quite new at the time when I went as well. You know,
Okay.
and then
Is
now
that near
you
Rotunda at all?
yes, I think so.
okay.
And then now you're saying they've torn it down and everything.
Rest in peace, Rotunda.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely feel like, I mean, I've gone back to Monash. It has changed, but for me, looking at Deakin and how much that's changed over the years, that is a lot more drastic changes.
Oh, really?
If you go to Deakin at night time, it's almost like you're walking through like a white night. It's like a night show. There's like very nice
Yeah.
neon lights and
Yeah,
everything.
I've heard that. That
it's
was
quite
one of the big
nice.
complaints I actually heard.
Really?
While like from one of the professors when I was in class, he was like,
Yeah.
"We really want to get the nightlife going, so come along to our nightlife session." And stuff like that. I'm like, "Okay, man."
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing I did like about in terms of the nightlife
Yeah.
was we always had the possums. And we called them
Oh.
Sir John.
Yeah.
So it was like, there's Sir
Yeah.
John. And he was like in the bin, coming out of the bin or whatever.
Yeah.
I
So,
remember that actually.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I think one of the funny traditions of Deakin that I remember was that we had a fountain, and then for some reason someone bought a bunch of rubber ducks, and the fountain would go from top and sequentially move its way down. So what people would do, they would race rubber ducks. They
Oh,
left them
that's
there. You
cool.
take them from one, take it to the top, and then people just race them.
Yeah.
That's one of the funny traditions. And another one was there was like a Facebook page for Deakin University.
Yeah.
And then people started, it's almost like they started writing notes about people that they observed. So there used to be a newspaper in the city called the MX newspaper. Now, we would remember the MX newspaper a little bit, but sometimes people put like, hey, I saw this person, red shirt, blue pants on a train, they were playing Nintendo Switch. What game you playing? You know, like stuff like
Yeah.
like random observations.
Yeah.
Our university had a celebrity going around that we called the DDR. All right. And it was double denim redhead. And so this person at first didn't know, but then eventually they knew, and then they became really famous. People would always go up to this person, take photos of him, because he would literally wear a denim shirt with jeans, and he would just have this giant afro that's red hair.
Yeah.
So that's one of the funny things I remember. But yeah.
What was yours like?
Oh, okay. So I did my bachelor's or undergrad in Monash. So that was for science. That was probably my best year in uni. Like those years, like it was 4 years of just stress,
Yep.
but it was so good because literally, I went into Socialise. Like let's be real.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went into Socialise.
Yeah.
Like studying, I did study, but it was mainly for me to actually like catch up with friends,
Yep.
make new friends. And so what I always did was like there's this place on campus which is called the Science Lounge.
Yep.
And so it's like this building in between Campus Center and the Science Library, or like I think it was called HAL,
Yep. Yep.
not Hell, HAL. Basically, you need to use your student ID to get in, and it's just like a lounge space where you can just study. Like you can just stay there,
Yeah.
study, social. Oh, like it's not supposed to be socializing, but everyone socializes.
Yeah.
There's like microwaves, teapots, free tea and coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was where I was. And always hung out with my friends. Then I'd always walk around campus to find the good food places. Like there was always St. Ali's, which was like the really nice cafe. There was Sapporo, I think it was called, which was in the engineering building.
Okay.
They always had like mains and salads like on rotation, like so like they had different ones every week. And then yeah, I basically just ended up like uni was socializing and eating.
Yeah.
Like studying is like, oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
But so that was my
Can't study without a good beverage.
exactly.
Yeah.
But like good coffee. Like you just need good coffee to get through uni. It's
See,
just
I
like-
didn't even drink coffee. I've only just started in the last 12 months.
Oh.
Year 12s. What do you do?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Ask me 20 questions.
Yeah.
Middle of the night. Yeah.
But then like I always found joining clubs at uni like the most rewarding stuff. Like let's not joke around. I was in the anime club.
Oh,
Like
so good.
I was in the anime club, which was called I think it was called Senpai.
Yep.
And then like it's an acronym. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And then there was one for Korean, like Kpop
Yep.
and K-drama, and it was called Gimbap, like the sushi roll
Yep.
that they had, and joined those, and then basically what we'd just do is we'd just like have just major discussions about each topic, and sometimes go on camps which was pretty fun.
Wow.
Or we had like science balls, which was the highlight.
You went on camps. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, but science balls.
Like a
Yeah.
formal, like
Yeah,
a
like
science
formal.
Yeah.
Always love an opportunity to dress up.
Yep.
It's like, because I'm usually rocking around uni in like full-on hoodie,
Yep.
trackies,
Yep.
just like socializing with friends.
Yep.
Being able to just like have that one night where you show up in like a blazer, full-on suit, a fancy tie that you maybe spent too much money on,
Yeah.
that's always like good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, so that was like a really quick trip for me. Like, I live around the area, so it was 10 minutes.
Oh, good.
Then I did my teaching degree at UniMelb, which meant it became from a 10-minute trip went to an hour and 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. But it was good. Like,
Yeah.
I always, driving was not an option, so you always had to do public
The
transport.
city, yeah.
Yeah.
Know where you want to drive.
And so what I ended up having to do was, in case I would sleep in, I'd have to set my alarm for an extra hour early, just to
Wow.
give me extra time.
Yep.
Sometimes I'll just sit there at uni for an hour, just doing whatever I want. But otherwise, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
I've actually got a question for you, Mr. Maroney, and for myself, because I never did any universities in the city, and neither have you, right?
Yeah.
How good are you at remembering which street comes after which one? Like
Oh.
Collins Street, and then what, Little Collins, and then
Oh.
Lonsdale, Little. How good are you at that? Rate yourself from
Ter-
1 to 5.
One.
1?
One.
Same. 1.
Same.
Now, I want to ask Mr. Young, you went to uni in the city. 1 to 5, how good are you at memorizing the order?
1.
Really?
Really?
Most people I ask who went to uni in the
Yeah.
city knows all the streets. Like, oh yeah, we'll just meet on corners of like Collins and this, and I'm just like, where? And I need to Google
Yeah.
Maps it.
So the other year there was the Cursed Child, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child play.
Yep,
There was like a little go around the city scavenger hunt but
Really?
around the city,
Oh.
and it would be hints about streets, and I'd be like, and now I don't know where I'm going.
Exactly. Oh.
Well, like, I'm 1 because I'm just directionally challenged. Like,
Ah.
it's not even like I've been I've been around here. I'm like, I just don't know street names. I just know visual cues.
True. But yeah, I'm horrible at that. But the city at least has a lot of food options.
Yes.
Oh, it had really good food options. Like, I got to have Dragon Hot Pot
Oh
for
wow.
lunch.
What's that?
Explain it. You can explain it.
Is
Explain
it is it something you have with bubble tea?
Well,
You can. You
well,
can.
the way I like to describe it is like hot pot, but like, oh wait, no, frozen yogurt, but hot pot.
Okay.
So you know, like how with frozen yogurt, you kind of have like this tub where you just put everything you want inside.
Yeah.
That's what you do with Dragon Hot Pot.
Okay.
So you just grab like all the meat selections, the noodles, the veggies, the
That's
mushrooms,
awesome.
and then they weigh it and you pay according to how much you put in.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
And-
few around. There's
yeah.
a few around. But
It's like it's a massive franchise.
none around here though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh well, maybe soon. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Closest would be what? Would it be the city?
Maybe Dandenong.
Oh, I don't know. We can Google that.
Well, I
later.
think at the moment, talking to Miss Hymeby, if you go to the city and you spend X amount of money, you can
Yes.
get like a bit of a reimbursement at the moment.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Oh.
you may have to go try it at the moment.
Yes,
Right.
I'm going to the city tomorrow night to get my haircut, and I believe the government gave out like what $7 million worth of claims, and you need to pay. Your meal needs to be above $50, and then you claim back like I think 20% or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, it's a initiative to get people to go to CBD to eat more, to help businesses over there.
I'll have to go try.
Yeah, yeah, Dragon Hot Pot, awesome.
Yeah.
It's so good. Okay, so
Yeah.
like goal for you, bubble tea, Dragon Hot Pot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
Maybe at the same time.
we can record him doing it.
Yeah, I'll be a mukbang.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good.
Did you join any university clubs? I didn't. Yeah.
I personally didn't know. Yeah, I didn't really get like a lot of those famous uni experiences like you're talking about your graduation. Because mine was during COVID, so I was just like, just send me the papers. So I missed out on that one.
Yep.
And then like clubs and stuff like that, I didn't really get involved in. I didn't actually go to a ball either. So for myself, it was more so just that social aspect. Like I remember turning up to my physics lectures and my friends bringing in the Pocky sticks.
Yes.
And so one of my friends, his brother worked for a company, and we used to bring just tubs of Pocky, like a big box of Pocky sticks, and just sit there and,
Yeah.
and, like the social aspect of it was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely loved it. But yeah, I didn't got on board some of like the clubs and stuff like that. I always go to the open days to try and see them because they're such cool ones. Like the Muay Thai at Monash, they'll always be doing demonstration and stuff like that. It was always so cool to go see.
Yep.
I just go for the free stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry. I
Yeah,
just go
the
for
free
stuff.
pens and
Yeah.
No, hopefully.
Yeah, I wanted to join Monash University's American Football Club, but then I saw that there was insurance for it and how expensive it was, and all the gear, and you got to pay for it. I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But that's only one of the unis that does have an American Football Club. But so
Regrets, I did never join the Quidditch team.
Oh yes, I've seen
I
Quidditch
did never
sometimes
get
on
to
Monash.
play it.
I've seen Quidditch at Monash. Surprisingly, I didn't see a Deakin back then, but I'm pretty sure most unis would have a Quidditch team
that's
now.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, because for me, in my first degree at Deakin, I just spent a lot of time socializing with mates. But then when I did my second degree, which is my teaching one, because it was only 2 years, and in that time I was mixing so many classes that I rarely actually found any friends. So I think everyone all just wanted to concentrate and just finish those 2 years. So I just kind of hanged out with my old uni mates or old high school mates. But doing a double degree, would you say that might be one of the factors why you didn't have as much spare time, would you say?
Yeah and no. I found that even when I did more and more units, even later units, because as part of my degree was to overload. So basically we do standard 4 units in a semester, and I had to do 5 just to complete on time. I had to do that for a couple of semesters. But I didn't find like I had any less time. Like I was still going around and relaxing and things like that. So I think it was just personal choice.
I personally decided to underload. So
Okay.
the standard is the 4, but you have the flexibility to just take on how many units you want. So I chose to do 3 per semester, which meant that I had a unit's worth of time extra, just so I can actually make sure I did all the work properly to the and that just gave me a lot of time, and I do not regret a single day that I decided to do that.
Well, for me, it was a little bit different. Initially, I was going as per scheduled, 4 units for my first degree. But then, because sometimes you fail units or you want to finish faster, one of the things that Deakin did offer back then, they called it trimester 3. So instead of semesters, which is 2, they call it trimester now. I think other unis still do it, but they just call it summer school anyway. They might.
Yeah.
And for me, how I learn the best is I'm a short-term memory person. So for me, you teaching me a bit at a time over 10 weeks and then examining me on it at the very end, I didn't do very well. But then the trimester 3 was like each unit that you do pick, and I think you're only allowed to choose maximum, like back then you could only choose like 1 or 2 anyway, because it would just take up so much time. It's like, all right, it's over November and December when you're usually meant to be on holidays, but over 2 weeks, you come in every single day, 9 in the morning, 5 p.m. you finish, and you smash it all out. At the end of 2 weeks, we examine you, and then that's your unit. And I was so much better at short-term memory. And I was like, yep, memorize. And then when there's an exam, just regurgitate everything and then just forget it all. And then I did so well. But there was a few excursions that was like to the beach, and that worked well because it was summer as well. So some like marine biology stuff, those were great in summer. So
we went to Heron Island for one of our trips at the start of over the summer break.
Oh wow!
And absolutely loved it. So for those that don't know, it's in Queensland, just based off Gladstone, a bit like up there in the Great Barrier Reef. And we got to see that my group was focused on turtle breeding. So I absolutely loved. I did marine biology, like just a unit on it, and I absolutely it was an awesome experience just to be able to go see turtles.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'd love to go back there even just a holiday.
Yep.
But so there's some cool opportunities in terms of going on those camps and stuff. We'll show.
It was dolphins and seals for me. But
that's cool.
Yeah, and you just went to uni balls then.
Yeah, and then just camps, which was just literally in a place that had all these mini houses. All we did was we just watched anime. There was the flying fox courses. You know how the giant swings. We just did those. Those were pretty fun.
So cool.
Nice.
So cool.
Nice.
It didn't have any units that actually took us out on camps, but the best we did was all the dissections.
Oh yeah, we did heaps.
That was fun.
I once had to dissect. What was it? A slug. And I'm like, what's the point? We opened up I didn't see anything.
But
there was one unit that was just full on dissections. We dissected insects cockroaches, spiders, worms, slugs, and all the way up to eventually it's like big stuff like fish. I'm like, oh, it feels like a sushi chef right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when I think back of uni, I remember one key quote. I remember at Deakin University, it was like an art piece, but it was just text. It was like, I come to uni every day to try out different outfits. That was it. So that's one of
I mean,
yeah.
that's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Well, I just wore hoodie all the time.
Yeah.
I was trackies and a singlet.
Yep.
So very, very
So
unstylish.
comfortable. Yep. Cool.
Okay, so we're at that time of the show or the podcast where we basically start to recommend a show for viewers to watch. So, Mr. Lone, did you have one you wanted to start off with?
Yeah, so mine is actually a web series. So they've just they just premiered the first episode of their last season, which is Buzzfeed Unsolved. But Buzzfeed Unsolved, they normally have two variants of the series. There's the supernatural series where they go explore haunted houses and talk about that. But then the one I prefer better is actually their true crime series, which they look at old cases of how things might have transpired, and there's like unsolved. They don't know how it finished, like what happened in that case. They just started back their first episode back, and a lot of these shows usually are very American based, of course, because it's BuzzFeed. But there were 2 episodes that I remember that was actually based on an Australian true crime where no one knows what happened, which they call it. I forgot the something man, but they found him on a beach in Perth, and they just have no idea who he is. This person just washed up. There's all these clues, like there's hidden messages from all these like weird books, and they just can't find who he is. They put him in the newspaper, no one can identify him. Some people think he's a spy. Some people think he just was in the wrong place, wrong time. Like no one knows who he is. No fingerprints. No one can recognize the face. No one's seen him before. It's like, yeah, just weird. Stuff like that, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole like true crime or mystery or like crime mysteries has been really popular
Oh
recently.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like especially on Netflix as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I know it's going to be super cliche, but can I say it
go on.
anyway? I have been watching first 2 episodes of Loki. So
Nice.
I'm absolutely loving it.
Yep.
I was talking to Mr. Strange today, and he reckons it's going to be up there with WandaVision.
Ooh, okay.
Big call. But I am loving it at the moment. So for those who don't know, it's in the Marvel Universe.
Yep.
And Loki is Thor's brother. Not biological brother, but
Yep.
brother nonetheless. And
He's adopted.
yes, and it gets very, very intense. So
Yeah.
hopefully some other people are watching it, and maybe we can go out and have a chat about it if you're in this yard or whatever else. So yeah, absolutely loving that one at the moment.
Did you also watch Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I
as well?
did,
So you
I
preferred
did.
WandaVision more?
Oh, look,
Would you say?
I felt like it was just a new angle. So that was just refreshing.
True.
And I'm also, it's made me really, really excited for Doctor Strange 2.
Yes. Multiverse.
So yes, I don't know. It was just a different angle. I did really like those very push for equity, kind of like that, connotations behind Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, for sure.
But
for sure.
at the same token, just that different angle was kind of refreshing. And I feel like this got that same kind of feel.
Perfect.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it too.
Yeah, I actually can't wait. I remember watching WandaVision not too long ago, and that absolutely blew my mind. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Too many couple of episodes to get into it, but
Yeah,
after
but
those
like
couple.
Episode 3 onwards.
Yeah.
let's
Well, like in
Yeah.
context though.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
context,
exactly.
the other one's great.
Yeah.
So.
I kind of like started off just being like, okay, is it just gonna stay like this for the whole thing?
Yeah.
And then it just got deeper and deeper, and it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For my recommendation, I'm gonna say I get really scared easily. So like, this is very weird that I'm suggesting this, but A Quiet Place 2. Because like I do, like if I have no one there, I will not go into a horror movie or a thriller movie.
Yep.
But Quiet Place 2, it was at that level of scary. Like it's a thriller, but it was at that level of scariness that I would be terrified for my life, for like the smallest things.
Did you watch it in the cinemas?
I did.
Yes, that's what people say. You have to watch it in the cinemas because everyone else is all dead quiet as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, we
they
noticed
said that even if someone just takes one bite of popcorn, you're sorry.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, because like in that movie, like, I don't know, is this spoilers? Like, they use the whole, like, quietness really well.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's a spoiler. Like, especially if you've seen the first. Apparently, you need to have to watch the first one. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
you
straight
have to.
after.
Yeah.
But the whole context is the movie's called A Quiet Place, so everything is meant to be like super silent for a reason.
Yeah, you
Quiet
can't make
for-
any noise, that type of, like,
Yeah.
that's in the movie as well, that you can't make any noise. And then, so, like, I watched it on Sunday night,
Uh-huh.
literally. Wait, no, Saturday night. At the start, I had to unwrap my chalk top,
Yeah.
just so that I wouldn't make too much noise as
Yeah.
I was eating it
Yeah.
during the movie.
Oh, the chalk tops make the most noise when you're unraveling it. It's-
I know, but like I got scared about the
Yeah.
smaller stuff. Like something really small and minor would happen, and I'd be like, "Oh god!" Like there was like visible flinching
Yeah.
throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
But the best thing about it was like almost a 2-hour movie. The whole time it felt like it was only half an hour. That was like
really?
how into it you'd get.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love the movies where you really delve.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were all like me and my friends when we were watching it, we were like, okay, it's been 2 hours. We watched it, and when it was about to end, we were like, okay, still got half a movie left.
Yeah.
Still got half a movie left, and then it ended, and we're like, wait, what? Check the time, and it's like, oh,
It's been 2 hours.
it's been a really long time. Okay, wow.
Yeah. I refuse to eat chalk tops in cinemas anymore.
Why?
Well, the thing is, it's dark, right? And you're eating, and then when the lights come on, I don't know about you, my face is always full of chocolate, and I can't tell, and I can't feel it. It's just like intense.
The hoodie. You're eating it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Whereas popcorn, you get it everywhere. Yeah, you brush it off a little bit, but chalk tops, I just get it everywhere. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's worth it. To me, it's just worth it.
Oh man. Cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah.
No,
well, that
thank you for
basically-
joining, Mr. Maroney. Yeah.
So yeah, talk to us about Loki in the yard.
Definitely. Yeah. So we want to sign it off for this week, Mr. Yule?
Yeah. So thank you for joining with us. Thank you to Mr. Maroney for basically joining in on this conversation
Yeah.
and just being an absolutely amazing guest to have on the
Yeah,
podcast.
definitely.
Enjoyable.
Otherwise, please make sure that you leave any feedback, or if you have anything or want to contribute to the discussion, add it to the Google Forms. And then otherwise, we'll see you next time.
Catch you around the yard. Bye,
Bye, guys.
people.